Hello everyone, my name is AP the Weird One, and welcome back to Kamen Rider Zeztz, Episode 8, Serve. I'm going to be briefly honest, this episode was my least favorite so far. It had some really weird pacing. I don't know, I wasn't jiving with this episode. It was very strange. I just didn't really like it. I think the one part is they're trying to figure out who the dreamer is. To me, it was kind of obvious it was the chef. I don't know. It was very odd because we learned like later on what the head chef got poisoned, and I think I think another problem was figuring out what the actual poison was. Like the main character is like taking all these pictures, whatever, and it didn't seem like the cops had figured it out yet that it was the sauce. Like I would think that'd be the first thing. Therefore, it would be the chef. I don't know. This episode, like I said, this episode didn't jive for me. So in the beginning, we got the cooking, like they're making the dishes, everything. This seemed to have gone forever, even though it was only about like 2 minutes or so, but it just seemed like it was longer. Nem has decided that because of what Baku has said in the beginning, or Boku, she's gonna help out any way if she can. She meets Zero. She activates a Gotcham and she gets the green Gotcham, which we'll talk about a little bit. And she's gonna help. She's gonna help our main character because he realizes he's a good guy, and that he is going to figure out how to save her, presumably. But so we have the cooking. We got Nem gets to the mission room, showing meet Zero. They're showing the connection. Like we got this chef, whatever. We're not sure who it's going to be. To me, it seemed obvious the chef. They just didn't have anybody else to point out to because you had the character, the sous chef, die. So it was like, and then he gets invited to the restaurant where the guy worked. So I'm like, it seems very likely it's him, but okay, it doesn't get revealed to the very end, which is strange. I don't know. All right. So we have this little character. Zero goes into the room. Then, of course, we learned of the conference, Eldovia. If he gets poisoned, something bad's going to happen. Eldovia, to my knowledge, was not a real place, but then I saw like a page, so I'm thinking it's fake. The next place is like Soldovia in Alaska, which would not make sense. They could have said like Mayor Soldovia or something. I mean, or Governor Mayor Soldovia could be an issue, but... And then I saw one thing, it was in Europe, which I think like the closest would be Moldova, I guess. That might not be even real. Actually, hold on. Is that real? Hold on. Okay, so it is. So Moldova is a real country, therefore this could be a spoof on that name potentially. But we'll take it. There's a conference. The cops are worried that he could get poisoned. International relationships could happen. We do learn that the cop character, the guy who's in charge of the black cases, he had a partner that went AWOL like about a year ago. So that's why he takes it so important, because he thinks it's part of that. Considering that given the mystery of who this character is, maybe it's Nox. That's where my brain thought went first. I don't know. I didn't assume it was an unknown character, but we'll see. We get to learn what this gadget does. We saw in like I think episode 2 or episode 3. So this gadget, what it means by disguise your identity, basically if it has like a locked door that requires an identification, you can use it to do that. And also it finds the chemicals, if something has nasty chemicals in it, and he's able to figure out it's the soup. What's really weird is the sister joins them for this excursion. It's like, well, how'd you get in this place? Like, well, I did like a side job. I'm like, you're not helping anybody. I'm like, what is this guy supposed to do for a job? Like, maybe you should find something for him because you're not doing. And the fact that she doesn't pick up on this, I'm like, really? You're not picking on the fact that he's a special agent, this super weird gadget? I don't know. That part was strange. I didn't dig with that. But he figures out the soup is the poison. So when he goes back to the dream world, when you meet the monster, the toxic monster screamed poison ivy. Again, this is a girl, so I'm like, I don't know. That was the closest comparison to me, even though it kind of looks like Agumon from Digimon, the weird plant-like creature. I don't know. This thing is strange. I mean, we had some good fight scenes. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely adored this thing's fight. He immediately brings out Stream for this fight, which it actually kicks butt. This thing was really powerful. It's able to vanquish the poisons, even like if he gets turned upside down. This thing was very useful. It had some really good powers. I enjoyed it. It's very cool. But so they do fight. Unfortunately, it decides when it uses one of its attacks, the monster, it almost gets Nem poisoned, so he runs to save her, and unfortunately he gets poisoned, and that's where we get the unlocks the new green mode, which is a recovery, and it's followed by Madarachi music. I'm like, okay, I would think given that it's recovery, we'd go with a fantasy thing, but all right, I don't know. I just associate healing would be more fantasy-like, but okay, whatever. We'll go with the Madarachi music. Mariachi. When he gets hit by the poison, like he starts dying, and it's revealed later that if you die from a nightmare, then you die in real life. I'm like, wasn't that kind of established with the first monster? That's what I got. Like that was that obvious, but okay, no shame. So this thing allows him to do poison, allows him to restore, observe as it allows him to recover from the poison. It also allows him to heal other individuals, which then Nox sees it as something he can use, which we see in the next episode. He's gonna use it to repair some weapons. I'm wondering if I don't think he's gonna be able to keep it, but maybe he'll use it temporarily to get some of his weapons. But I'm like, all right. So far, we've only seen it can't recover. I thought it was able to repair buildings or something, but no, it affects people. I think it's probably gonna be able to do more, but when I was watching this fight, I'm like, okay, as soon as you got out of the poison, why don't you just switch back to Stream? Because that would beat it. But then, of course, he's got to heal the chef. There is what he discovers. Nox reveals the chef is in danger, so he's got to heal him. I don't know. It seemed like the chef was the reveal, like he was the target, but then I still didn't think it was super clear. Like it wasn't guaranteed. It didn't seem like a very guarantee to me. So I thought it was him, but then it still didn't seem obvious at the very end. But it can have been someone else. But I'm like, why would he get affected? Like I don't know. We'll find out more in this episode. But this episode overall was just weird. I had some weird pacing. Good fight scenes. Hopefully we can see what more recovery can do. It seemed like when he was transforming, it gave like a pulse, like a super strength. So but then that's his first form. So I don't know. I'm curious what recovery can do. It could be something as broken as something like the redo of Healer's ability, but I doubt that. So that's my review of the episode. If I were going by Dawson's Rider reviews, I'd probably give this a 2.5 out of 5. I don't know. I wasn't jiving it. The beginning was strange and the pacing was, it's like, it was obvious that it should have been obvious. Like the first thing you should have checked. Okay, the guy had the soup. Yes, he dies a few later. I'm like, why didn't you check it immediately? Like the cop should have figured it out. But anyway, I'll see you guys next time. More Kamen Riders. That's episode 9. Nox will seem like he'll have some more battle, and we'll figure out this case. Anyway, have a wonderful day. Catch you guys next time.